Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining today's Monday Mojo and for joining us on Zoom. I know we're switching it up a little bit, but today I wanted to share with you some amazing tips that Lori is going to share on how to host a VIP tasting for your premier guests and everyone, and your customers and hosts and fans and family. So, Lori, I'll go ahead and let you take it away, and
Sure.
we'll go ahead and get this started.
Hi, everyone. I did actually take notes, but it's not letting me have my notes up and my window. So I'm going to go away. And if I get something in my teeth, you should just let me know because I can't see myself. But so Sabrina just asked me on Friday, actually, if I would chat about this. I typically do my own wine tasting about once a quarter, and it's typically themed. So in the summer, it'll be a rosé soiree. I'll do a holiday one. I'll do a Valentine's one, whatever. And I just recently did a reserve tasting. So just a few, and it was a huge success. Super, 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 super fun. And high sales and lots of bookings. I actually did this one with Marnie. I've done it by myself in the past, but we partnered this time, which was nice because it's fun to partner with somebody. So if you have somebody near you, consider doing that. It also helps kind of pack the house. So, if I only have 12 people coming, but she's got 10 people coming, you know what I mean? So that's kind of nice too. What I would tell you is, especially for a reserve tasting, you don't want to skimp. Because you're asking these people to spend a lot of money on wine. So you want to treat them well. I invited what I would consider my VIPs, and those are former hosts that have had really successful tastings, customers who typically buy reserve wines from me, my wine club members, which I have several now, which is super rad. So in this situation, a reserve tasting, I also took notes on a VIP or on a customer appreciation tasting, which is a sort of off topic of what we're doing now. But you don't want to invite the world, right? This is a very specific group of people. I don't want to invite my typical, core wine tasting folks because they're going to get sticker shock and they're going to freak out. So be very, very specific about who you invite. You're going to spend a lot of money on wine. So you want to make sure they're going to buy it. So that would be sort of, be selective about who you invite and be strategic about who you invite. And then don't skimp. Go ahead and buy those beautiful reserve wines. I actually got a hotel where we have our meetings. I got a hotel space. So the reason I did that is because I live pretty far south of Denver. And initially, I was going to be inviting folks that I had met at a wine festival that I did. I didn't end up inviting them because I had so many people just on my personal list. I wanted to make it more centrally located for everyone. I find that when you do a wine tasting, people are typically, for me, Denver's 30, 40 minutes away. They're not going to feel comfortable drinking wine and then driving home. So I tried to pick sort of a midpoint. We made it look beautiful. We put out all of our gift sets because, we were launching the holidays. So be thinking about that as well. Make it a beautiful, beautiful scene when they walk in. We greeted them, of course, with sparkling brut before we moved into our tasting so they'd have something to do. I did have it catered. And it was a woman who's on our team, Lisa Clark, who catered it. And she actually did a pairing. So it was small bites. It wasn't dinner or anything like that. And I made that very clear. I said to people, there's a ton of restaurants around there, go out with your friends and have dinner after. But we made it super classy because, again, I'm asking these people to spend a lot of money on wine. I created a really special invitation. I think that's really important. Not a Facebook event, not a text invite, but an actual invitation that lets them know, like, you are special. This is special. I'm inviting you to this very special thing. So those are kind of my tips. And then we walked through the wine. It was helpful again that I had Marnie there with me, and then Lisa, who was the caterer. Lisa was able to pass the food, and one of us would be up front talking about the wine, and the other would be pouring. So it was really nice. It didn't ever feel hectic. We did have folks, typical. We had folks introduce themselves, talk about a little bit how they knew us, what their experience with One Hope had been, who they'd raised money for, etc. The only other thing that we did that was a little out of the ordinary is each person, as they came in, got to fill out a little sheet for who they wanted the 10% donation to go to. And then if they scheduled a tasting, they got to fill out a second one for their group and put that in. And then at the end, we pulled names. We'll give to two charities because there were basically two CEOs there. That was a big hit. People really loved that. That was exciting to hear who was going to, get the donation for their organization. The only other thing I would tell you is, and this is a minute by minute thing, make sure you can sell whatever you're pouring. We would have been hosed if we had been pouring Prosecco like tonight, right? So just be really up to date on that and have a backup. So, I mean, that's kind of it. Nothing too fancy in terms of what I have to present to you, but I'd love to answer any questions or anything like that. If you have questions, I see there's some stuff in the chat, so I'm going to look at that. I do pay a fee for that space. Yes, I do. I've negotiated a $75 rate for it, so it's actually a pretty good deal. Yeah, because our meetings are getting really big, and because I live so far south and my team is everywhere from here up north, and then we invite everybody else to join us too. So I really recommend it. It's nice because you don't have to clean your house, and the hotel cleans everything for you at the end, and it's nothing fancy. It's the comfort suites. Like it's nothing crazy. So yeah. That's it. Does anybody else have questions? Sabrina, do you have questions that you wanted to ask me about it?
No, I just love, the reason I wanted Lori to speak on this is I think it's such a great opportunity during the holidays to add this to your calendar, because during the holidays you want your customers to feel appreciated, especially those VIP customers. And the fact that we're doing Wine Club to turn those VIP customers into Wine Club members is huge. So asking them to attend a wine tasting where they're not paying a fee to attend, they're enjoying some very nice wines and then purchasing and supporting an amazing cause. I do love the idea of, I think that's a great off the wall idea, that to doing a raffle to decide what cause they're supporting. I think that's amazing because that gets people involved, makes people think about causes that are close to them, and then also it brings them it might be on their heart to host a tasting to support that cause if their cause wasn't chosen. I think that's a great tip. Since you're the host, as the CEO. Does anyone else have anything to add in or any questions? I just thought this was such a great time to share this with everyone.
The other thing that I will talk about, which is different than this, is the doing your customer appreciation.
Yeah.
And you can do that. You can do that certainly now. Sometimes a better time to do it is in January, when you might be a little sluggish with bookings. And that is where you are going, and that's for everybody, right? This isn't necessarily a reserved tasting. You may, in fact, only pour sparkling brut. You may only, Gina, for sure, you guys should connect with Gina Human. She just did a phenomenal anniversary party. Same kind of idea. And remember that the goal there is really, really to thank your hosts. It's not to sell wine. That's not your goal. It's to really appreciate your hosts. The real underlying goal is to book your calendar. And every single time I host a tasting, I get tons of bookings. And always from new people, you know, because I'm always inviting new people, right? New customers that I've met over tastings that I've done or whatever. But that again, man, you want that to be such a treat for folks. You know, go ahead and serve some reserves, but everybody gets a gift. Everybody is thanked. There's opportunities to win more stuff, you know, things like that. So that's more of a, like I said, I would do that. I will likely do that in January. November happens to be my anniversary month. I may do an anniversary thing. I better get on it, but you know, but yeah, so.
Does anyone have any questions for Lori?
I do. It's Megan.
Hi, Megan.
Hi, Lori. I don't know that I feel confident yet that I've built a VIP base, if you will. I have lots of people who kind of come in and out, but none more than I could count on my hand, I guess, to do a tasting like this. So if I was trying to do something maybe a little lower scale, if you would, what are some tips that you could give me? Like I said, I don't know that I'm ready to kind of throw in the reserves yet. I don't know if I'd see the return.
Yeah. I mean, I'd say just do it. Like, you know, find a reason, right? Whatever the reason is. I've been doing this 6 months. I've been doing it a year. I've given back this much. You just have to come up with a reason and then make that your theme. You know, I mean, you know, for me, like, this is going to sound crazy, but that Friday after Thanksgiving, do your own Black Friday awesomeness, or, you know, like really tap into those people that are going shopping, right? So go do your shopping at 3 a.m., you crazy loons, and then come to my house. I'm going to give you mimosas. I'm going to brew some of our coffee. Let me take care of you that way. So just look for any excuse to invite folks over. This is the only one I've ever done at a hotel. And like I said, the only reason I did it is to try to draw in those people from Denver who I didn't actually end up inviting anyway. But yeah, whatever, like make any excuse and go ahead and pour a quart or just pour a brut or just, I think Gina made like a sangria, you know, but yeah, any excuse at all. And really, really, really host something at least once a quarter. I think that once a month for me feels like a lot. You know, I have a pretty large database of folks, but it's typically the same sort of, I'm going to say, you know, 20 to 40 people that sort of come in and out of these things.
Right.
So I don't ever want them to feel like I'm beating them over the head, you know, but at least once a quarter, definitely host something.
Okay.
Do it. Megan.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. Like at the beginning of December, I was looking December 1st or 2nd, kind of a kickoff.
Like come over in your PJs, or you know, have a slipper party, or
Awesome.
whatever. Any excuse.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you. Wendy, I'm looking at your shot, and that last shot looked like stacks of money. It was your photos on your wall, but it looked like big stacks of money. Now it's gone. You can't see it. But.
Does anyone else have anything to ask, or any like brainstorming ideas of what you've done in the past that's worked for you?
It's too bad Gina is not on this call, man. She kicks it.
I know.
Reach out to Gina. Gina Newman.
Yeah.
Girl flat knows how to party.
Yeah. Okay, well, if no one else has any questions or any additional tips or tricks, this was a great Monday Mojo. Lori, thank you so much for your tips and tricks for how to host a VIP tasting. I think it's going to come in handy for so many of our leaders this holiday season. And we look forward to having you all on our happy hour hangout tonight. The link for the Zoom will be posted actually probably in a couple minutes. So definitely take a look at that so you can jump on tonight at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And Everyone have a great Monday. Thank you so much for joining.
Thanks
Bye.
so much for asking me to on, Sabrina. Bye,
Of
you guys.
course. Bye.